switching over to this window. Alright! So, starting in the bottom mid, in the top mid spot, playing in the blue color, it's jc86, being Protoss player, and starting in the bottom right corner, playing in the green suit, it's Derkavich, the Zerg. This is Aztec, and it looks like this. It's a 3-player map. You have your natural from the wrap. So you're starting on low ground, of course, and you have your natural high ground. Then you have an entrance over here, small entrance, and a huge entrance over here by your second natural. And your second natural is a mineral only. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he got speed from CPL, because this is Coach Pupil League, people. It means it's 6 teams, a lot of players that are split into 6 teams. Each team have a bunch of coaches, which are mostly A and S ranked players, and then you have 3 different levels of players. You have the tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 players. So, anyways, as we can see here, Derkavich going for a pole pool, making sure he's not getting cheesed by this, while jc86 is opening with a forge. Knowing that there is a fast pool here, we'll see if he's going for the Nexus first, or if there's gonna be a cannon, but it seems like he's going for the Nexus actually. Should be pretty well timed here. So there's the Nexus, and we should be seeing a cannon pretty soon. Standard opening, and since he knows that there are no Zergs coming out yet, he won't be too worried about this, the first 6 eggs being Zerglings. And there's the cannon, and we have an expansion coming up here. So anyways, this map, you have another expand on low ground beneath your first entrance here in the small choke with gas, of course. And then you have these kind of high ground on a cliff expansions. Pretty decent. And that's what the maps look like. You also have these platforms over here that can be used by Terran to drop tanks. You can also drop lurkers, and you can drop the Templars, of course. You have a pretty big main, at least in the bottom left spot and the top mid spot. We have pretty we have all these blind spots that you don't really see, so you can easily sneak in dropships, shuttles and overlords, and just drop harassment units. Also here you can do that. The difference between the top mid spot and the bottom left spot is that you can drop here, which is a blind spot, and over here, which is a blind spot. But you can't do that in this spot. So what we're seeing here, we have the gate. We should have cybernetics core coming up here, of course. There's still Zerglings moving across the map here. So the core is up. We'll be seeing another gas pretty soon, and most likely, oh, we have a citadel. We don't see no Stargate, or will there be a Stargate? No, there will not be a Stargate at the moment. Interesting stuff. While on the Zerg base, we're seeing high risk. Not too worried about showing this off, which is pretty out there. There is no lair yet, so if jc86 here, the toss, will be scouting here, we'll be knowing that there is a Hydra den, and this is most likely gonna be a Hydra build. And here's the scouting pro. He's gonna see this, of course. There's the Evo chamber as well. And he got the probe, so that's what the probe got to know. That there is a hatchery, there is a sunken, there is a bunch of drones idling here. Now they're moving, and we have a Evo chamber. Should be telling jc86 pretty much about what's going on in Zerg base, that there is a Hydra build. Lair now being made here, and what do we have in the Hydra den? So let's see what's being upgraded here. Missile attacks, and still no grades for the... Seems like they got speed at least, but I can't see any range yet. Meanwhile, in the Zerg base we have speed coming up from the Silos. And we have more Stargates, double Stargates actually. Alright, and +1 just finished up here. Very good timing here, gonna meet up with these Hydralisks just when the +1 is ready. First engagement. Good round up there, trying to micro those Hydralisks. Didn't go too well. Got some pretty bad hits on them. And there's still no sunks being made here. No sunken colonies in the main. There are a bunch though in the second, and that's where jc86 is going. He's going for the second expansion. Without even checking what's going on in the main expansion. And that pretty much changed the game actually. That means Derkavich can push back Protoss here and keep everything. So we're seeing double Stargates with double course production. We have the +1 coming up here. And we have another engagement here. Templar Archives a bit late maybe, but because of these two, of course there will be a shortage in gas, I would think, but there's not actually. So anyways, more gates being added now. So at the moment it really looks like Derkavich is a bit behind here. Still idle drones over here. And there's not a big drone account here, there's only 6 drones. In the main we're having 12 by the minerals and 3 in the gas. And over here it's 5. So a bit short on drones. Which is one of my big problems as well, which I learned yesterday when I was playing with Tim, that I should have more drones by this time. So we're 9 minutes into the game and jc86 is once again moving out, and now we have 4 Corsairs. Have they gotten any Overlords? No, they haven't. And we have the +1 for the Zerg, and we have a +1 for the Protoss. +2 coming up, and +1 for the Corsairs is now done. Alright. More and more drones being added here. And not so many over here. We have 3 in gas now at least. But if we actually built the hatchery one step to the right too much, if that's how you should pronounce it. Anyways, these zealots just roaming around looking for that 3rd expansion, and there is none. So at the moment it's looking pretty good here for jc86, although Derkavich now on the offensive of course, and you can really push in here. Zealots that was out roaming are really behind here, and that's really lurkers on the wrong spot there. And there's a lot of them. These hydras are gonna go down so quick by all these zealots, and this will be a big waste of gas. We have some Zerglings moving in. They won't be enough. Oh, the first lurkers pop! And the second, and there is no... We have no observers, people. This means these guys can actually... Oh, we need to target these guys! If we can get these guys, that is huge advantage right now. Because these guys are, at the moment, the only thing that can hurt these. And... get in there and snipe this. We haven't seen the Corsairs doing much yet. Oh, he's gonna get that. Alright. Do we have... Nope, we don't have Storm yet. And these guys, oh, poor guys, they're gonna go down as well. Or are they? Is this guy seriously gonna survive this? Oh! All the probes go down. This is just huge. Derkavich managed to turn this around to his favor. And there's not much these 6 can do except for maybe go out on a overlord hunt. But at the moment this is looking very good for Derkavich. I've been wrong before when I've been casting, but that... Alright, we have a GG. And jc86 taps out. So, first game goes to JC. No, to Derkavich. Sorry. Of course, it's for Derkavich. Alright. So, what a game. What a game changer that was when jc86 went for the second expansion instead of checking what's going on in the main. If he had gone for the main expansion instead, natural, might have been a different game actually, because there wasn't much there. So yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow, Inoshishi. So, next game is gonna be on Circuit Breaker. One of the more common maps, of course. Most people know it by now. And yeah, it's a CP, of course. So, anything else we should say about the last game? I think the Templar Archives and the Storm was a bit late. He knew about the Hydras. There haven't been any sign of a Scourge or a Mutalisk, so maybe Templars would have been a better choice than 2 Stargates in that particular game. But of course, I like innovation. Anyways, good job by Derkavich. Finding that space to just run right on the pro space. So let's go into the second game. As I said, it's gonna be on Circuit Breaker, and let's see what's going on here. So here we go. Actually turn that off. Alright. So starting in the top left corner. Playing in the blue suit as a Zerg player, it's Derkavich. And playing in the bottom right corner, playing in an orange suit, it's Protoss player jc86. Maybe a bit too good timing here. So we'll get that mineral. No, he's going back actually. Alright. And in the Zerg base we have 9 drones. And we have the Overlord coming up. So there won't be a 9 pool. Might be an overpool. Not really sure. Let's find out soon. Meanwhile, in the Protoss base, is he going for... So there's not an over... There is an overpool. There's the pool. And we should be seeing 2 drones coming up here. Yeah. And here we have a forge opening, of course. A bit late. I'm not a big fan of the late timings, even though I mistimed some things as well. Having too much minerals doesn't really work that well in the beginning. Need to use them for something. So Derkavich now at 12. We should be seeing Exp coming up soon. And it's gonna be scouted by JC here. This could be pretty tight. Is Derkavich gonna be able to put it down? Oh, he is! He got it down, but isn't this? Maybe it's right. It looks like it should be one. But, oh, never mind. Alright, so it's Nexus before Cannon, of course. And Derkavich here going for a drone and not the 4 Zerglings. Alright. So, circuit breakers, for those who don't know which one this is. Standard map. You have your natural over here on low ground, and you're starting on high ground, of course. You have your natural over here without gas, and you have your second natural, or your other expansions over here on very low ground. That's basically it. You have your 2 bridge opening entrance here, and you also have this entrance most people use now with large armies, because it's pretty tight here, hard to get through. Alright, so we have a second expansion coming up here pretty early, very early actually. So we're going to be seeing a 3-hatch Hydra build again. There is no Zerglings at the moment. None whatsoever. Both died here. Alright. There's the first 2 coming up. JC is scouting. He's doing a pretty good job with the probes actually. I like this. I'm always behind the scouting. I start scout the main and last get stuck there and probably gonna die. So he's doing a good job. It shows that he's a Protoss player and he's learned a lesson about map awareness. Right, so now might be the time to move some of those drones. In the beginning it's enough to have like 9 in the main and the rest in the exp, just to split them up a bit. Because at the moment there are 12 drones here and there's not that many minerals, so they will be running around just trying to get a mineral to mine from. So by moving them here, like 3 of them, you might have you might gain some. And once again we have idle drones. So the second expansion is up. We have an Evo chamber coming here, and we have a 4th hatchery being made, and we have the Hydralisk den with speed now being added here. In the Protoss base, we now have gate opening, we have Citadel, and we don't have a Stargate in the beginning. So once again, he's going for gateways. Now this might be a tip as well, but placing your gateways down here gives you a pretty long distance to get to here. So most, what you would do is, maybe over here, just to have a small entrance and get reinforcement ready for your wall. Because this is a long way to run. And for dragoons and so on, they are pretty clumsy. Might be a game changer. They need to get there quick. So yeah, the same goes for harassment in the base. If there is harassment here, you will lose your gateways pretty quick as well. So having them in between the expansion and the main might be a better choice, in my opinion. And in the Zerg base, we have Hydras being built now. We have all these sunkens in the second expansion, of course, since there are no units there and this is a far away distance. So Derkavich actually moving out now. And this is a pretty good timing, because if he can pull this off, he might get the force before the +1 is done here. That will be very good for Derkavich indeed. And actually there's nothing at the moment that's stopping Derkavich from just running in here. He can actually just run in there. He doesn't know that, of course. And neither does right, there we go. So JC now knows about the containment, and he's just gonna kill this off pretty quick without losing any sealant. Much quicker with the Templars this game, and this game is not. He's not going for double Stargates. Learning the lesson from last game. But we're still low on the drone account in the expansions, while in the main he has a lot of them. It looks like there is still 12 drones in the main, and we only have 6 in the expansion. It's farming, and the other one there is 4, so it's lacking at least one here, and yeah. Could have more here, but he has a lot of sunkens right now, so it's pretty safe. Meanwhile, in the Protoss base, we have more cannons being added. We have Archons actually. I don't know if that's the right move versus Hydra build, but of course, if they can get close and coming in behind the Zealots, they will do pretty much cluster damage. AoE damage to a bunch of Hydras, so it might be good. It's also good to have them to get rid of sunken and so on. So yeah, they do a lot of damage, but in this particular game set, I would maybe prefer to have Templars instead of those 2 Archons. Storm would make much more damage. So engagement here, and this Archon is just taking so much damage right now. And now we have a Stargate. And he's actually moving in here. Is he gonna be able to pull this off? This drone is actually blocking the Hydras. And Archon can't really get through here. It will go down. And he's actually targeting this Evo chamber. So, last guy gets in here, sees the spire of course. And that's that. Meanwhile, in the Protoss base we have Dragoons coming up and High Templars. So starting to look more and more like what should be going on in 10 minutes maybe. Still we have idle workers. There's still a low count here. Maybe he should use his minerals here, Derkavich, to produce some more hatcheries, and he just read my mind. Alright, these guys have not gotten anything out of this yet. This is also something I learned in the last couple of days. When you move out like JC did here, when he starts to attack here, even if he won't make the attack, make sure that you get your second expansion. That is vital. Because right now he's pushed back. He knows the Zerg got a bit of an advantage there, because he didn't actually get anything except for a bunch of Hydras to die. And he lost many silos and he lost 2 Archons, which is a lot of gas. So, knowing that and not XPing, getting that expansion or this expansion, actually sets him way more behind than just losing his army. So that's pretty important in a PvC. So make sure to get that expansion for us players. While you're attacking, get your second expansion. Without it, you will be out of minerals pretty soon. Alright. And as you can see, actually, JC is pretty low on probes. He only has 12 in the main mining, and here it's like it's 11, no, 13, but 3 of them are idle. So never stop producing probes. You need to have those 12 probes ready to move to your second expansion right away. Don't stop producing and hope for a quick win here. Right, moving out with those silos, and now moving out with 4 dragoons might not be enough. This is what I mean. At this stage, these 2 bridges just work in Zerg's favor, because dragoons are clumsy, silos are fast, and they will get stuck here, while the Hydras just kill them off one by one. So in this case, just save 1 Templar here, go this way around to get with high ground advantage, and then move in here. And we're now seeing lurks again, but this time JC is ready with the observatory. Now he needs to get those storms, and this first storm is really good. He has another storm in this one, but he needs to put it at the right place, and this guy is going back. He's not in this to win this. Alright, time to use this now. Get that storm going! And he doesn't. He's gonna wait for that observer. Alright. Now it's pushed back really hard. And you can see this. This is also important. Dragoons in front, silos in the back. These guys are gonna die pretty quick to Hydrolisks. They might reach a bit, but these are gonna go down. You need to have these to push forward with if you're going to get storms to engage with the Zerg army. So, alright, there is a storm in this guy, and he gets it off. And he hits one of the lurkers. Now, on the other hand, what Protoss should know by now is that there is no overlord here, because the observers are not being hit by anything. So what you could do is just panic build, some DTs and just go in here. Meanwhile, in the Zerg base, we have still a lair. We have nothing being produced here, and both players actually sitting with a lot of money right now. I don't know, guys, but there's nothing being produced in the Protoss base except for one Templar, and in the Zerg base there's now Hydras being produced. But this is actually looking like a micro game. Alright, so JC now moving out, but as I said, comes to Dragoons, you need to move them out all. You can't let them attack. You can't do an A move with them. But he actually gets this off. And I will give the same advice to Derkavich. If he's having a containment over here, if he has 2,800 meters, which he had earlier, go expand. Get this. Get this. Alright, we're having a pause. Oh. So that might explain what happened in Derkavich base there for a while. If he's having his family over at the same time as he's trying to play this. Well, we don't see what's happening during the pause because the replay just keeps going. And there's still no overlords here. Storm getting in there, hitting one of the eggs and actually killing it. We have one more storm over here. This guy can't get through because this guy is in the way. Now we get through. He kills one Hydralisk, but this is not looking good for the Protoss player here. And he's actually only having 2 guys in the gas here. Yeah. Well, if these guys can really hit the storms at the right spot. He has a 2-0 upgrade though, but the Zerg is too cheap. So I don't know people, but this looks pretty impossible. Needs to move these guys forward now. They're not actually doing anything, lurkers. He read my mind again. Alright. Now maybe a bit too late, because now all the Hydras are dead. And now we have more storms coming out. And he actually got most of those. So, Derkavich needs to get those larvas to produce something. There's still no hive. There's a 2-1 upgrade on the Zerg instead of a 2-2 upgrade on the lurkers. But there are no glands here. So these guys are not that quick in their hands or in their glands. Derkavich now moving back. Finally getting his 3rd expansion. And Protoss now is almost mined out. Still very low on the supply count, being a Protoss player. He's actually behind the Zerg in supply. That should not happen. He should most likely have as many as many probes as the Zerg right now, as the Zerg has units. But yes, as I said, pretty low on the probe count. And now just shooting off these guys, and this does not look good. Actually doing this pretty great. He's getting these egg walls up from the hurt Hydras. Getting around here, which makes it hard for the Silots to come through. While the Dragoons is a bit out of range back there. And now we have more lurkers coming in here. And this seems to be GG, guys. I don't think JC can really recover from this attack at the moment. He's gonna get the cybernetics core. He's gotten the forge. There are no more upgrades coming in here. There's still a lot of minerals though. Alright. Still no GG here. This seems weird, guys. I mean, what is going on here? It looks so weird because JC isn't producing anything, but he's still here and he has 100 APM without doing anything. I don't understand. Is this replay broken? Anyone know? This seems so weird. No, but seriously, this can't be true. I mean, why would JC... Yeah, but you would think that the Protoss would leave by now. Why would he build a forge? Alright, there's the GG. I still think this is weird. Alright, so if this wasn't broken, Derkavich wins 2-0. And wins that set of series.